All right. Hi, everybody. Well, I show top of the hour, and so we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is the Competitive Event Innovation Webinar for HOSA's Virtual International Leadership Conference. My name is Bergen Morehouse. I am the Director of Competitive Events, and with me today presenting is Jan Mold, the Deputy Director of Competitive Events. So we are very excited to be sharing the competitive events plan for VILC. This year as a whole, there's going to be more opportunities, there's going to be more interaction, more innovations when it comes to competition. We really have been focused this past however many months here, on creating a CE plan that would really ensure that all HOSA members have that competition experience that is really comparable and maybe even better in some ways in this virtual setting. So today, our goal is to share the details and the logistics of CE in the virtual setting and make sure that you understand where to find all of the information that you need to be successful in competition and hopefully get you excited about participating in the VILC this year. Okay, so very big picture. When we look at CE, this year we are going to be hosting 45 different live events over Zoom. This is compared to only 5 that we did live last year. So it's a huge increase in terms of the number of live interactions we're providing for competitors. In addition to that, we are offering 56 different online tests, and this is all going to happen within a 3-day period, Wednesday through Friday, June 23rd through Friday, June 25th. And then of course on Saturday, June 26th is all of the awards sessions. So for the most part, what you do in competition in person is what you're going to be doing virtually. Of course, the skills are going to be a little different. We're going to talk about that. There's a few slight modifications that have been made, but we've really tried to do our best to ensure that every event has some kind of a live component of some kind, and that it aligns to those original event guidelines as much as possible, as much as we could. So 2 quick notes. This year, you will not be required to show photo ID before competing. So that is the first thing. The second thing is that we are not awarding points for dress code this year in the virtual setting. So of course, we encourage all of our members to dress professionally for their virtual time with judges, but no points will be given or awarded for that this year. All right, we're going to go into the first slide. So the competitive event schedule, this is the first thing we want you to check, is to find out when your event is scheduled. This is posted online on the VILC website. If you scroll down, you can click on the competitive event box, and this will take you to the CE landing page that has all of the important information as it relates to CE. So that middle box there is the agenda. And on this page, there's some key dates and timeline features that you can see at the top as you scroll down. And then the next thing on here is a PDF version of the schedule. So if you click on that blue text, it will pull up a PDF version. It's kind of simplified, but this is a really great resource if you're a local advisor watching this and you want to see when all of the events take place. But then there's also this really cool searchable box where you can actually type in the event that you're competing in, and it'll filter down out of all of that long entry of events. It will filter down and find just the event that you're looking for. Also on this page, you can sort by the date or alphabetically by event by clicking on those arrows that are on the side of that chart. So again, like I mentioned earlier, it's condensed time frame this year for the virtual conference as compared to last year. So this year, everything is happening Wednesday through Friday for CE. So we really wanted to try to keep things aligned to our traditional ILC dates as much as possible. Another key item on the schedule is that you need to notice or know that the times posted are in Eastern time zone. So we realize that we have members now in multiple time zones in South Korea, in China, and we're going to do our very best when we get into specific appointment times to accommodate some of those time zones that are very different from Eastern, but please know everything on the schedule is posted in Eastern time zone. Okay, the next thing to note on the schedule is Everything is in about 5-hour blocks of time. And this is with the exception of the test. So we're going to talk about those in a second. But all of the events are scheduled in these 5-hour blocks of time. So you might see when you do your search here on the screen that job seeking is from 8:30 until 1:30, for example. So this means that at some point within that 5-hour window, you will be assigned an appointment time or a round 2 appointment time if you advance. And again, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but you should know that your appointment time will fall within that 5-hour block. So for now, reserve that time, mark your calendar, make sure you're not working, make sure you don't have other commitments, so that you can save that time. And we're going to get into the testing schedule here in a little bit. Okay. Next up is the event modifications. So after you've gone in and you've seen the schedule, you know when the event is taking place, you need to come to this event modification page. And this is going to really show you all of the details of your specific event. So the first box on this page is, again, a summary file. So this is just kind of a quick overview how each event is going to run. It just gives you the big picture parts. Again, this might be a good thing for local advisors to use. We want everybody to review the participant safety on Zoom tab, as well as the box that has the ethical statement for all competitors at the virtual conference. Then as you scroll down underneath these 3 main boxes, you're going to see the specific event modifications for each category. So here we're going to use medical spelling as an example. So every toggle that you click on is going to show the dates and the key items for this event. So in this case, you'll see, when the testing is, when round 2 gets posted, when the award session is for that event, all the information about the test. And then of course we have a link back there to the full guidelines, as well as the general rules and regulation. And then lots of details in this one about the round 2 spell down. So again, it's just all of the details, the logistics. It's really important that you read and understand these. There was something we did differently in a couple events, which is called a modified rubric. So in this one, we're opening up job seeking skills. In some of the events, there's things that we just can't do in a virtual setting. In job seeking, we can't shake the judge's hand, right? So we had to go in and modify that rubric so that the points are adjusted, because you can't get points for shaking someone's hand virtually. So in events that this is applicable, you'll see that link right there in the middle that says link to the modified rubric. So that will just show you how those points have been adjusted in that event. If your event has no changes to the rubric, so here is the example in healthy lifestyle, we'll have the text there on that page, no changes to the rubric. So you'll know that whatever's posted in the original guidelines is what is being used. So again, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you go to the event modification page, find the toggle for your event, and read all of the details about your event. All right, next I'm going to turn it over to Jan to talk about some of the uploaded content.
One of the things that we really want you to know is guidelines are important. They always are. So you need to check your event guidelines to see if you're competing in an event that has a required digital upload. Tallow there is information on the website, and we'll give you that. And for middle school, WooFoo. If you're not sure, then check your event guidelines. You may have to upload a copy of your portfolio or your photos of your display, or if you're competing in interviewing skills, life support skills, speaking skills, or personal care, then you'll have an eligibility form that you need to upload. You must upload your content to Tallow or the link provided in the guidelines if you're middle school between April 15th and May 15th. Even if you've already uploaded it for your state conference, the material does not carry over. You must upload it again. There is video instructions on how to do this. It's posted on the CE/Tallow page. If you need help walking through the process, this is where you go. Again, everything uploaded is due by May 15th for VILC. If it doesn't get uploaded, we won't have anything to share with the judges. We will also be having a virtual display time where we're going to be showcasing event projects and content this year in a virtual showcase of sorts. This is an opportunity for conference attendees to see projects done by other members, to get ideas for the future and to see how events look if you've never participated in a given event. We'll be sharing more information soon about this, but essentially the gallery during VILC will have content where you can look at things that have been done by others in HOSA. When you upload to Tello, there will be a question, do you want to have your project content featured in the display time? Or if you don't want to, you either select yes or no. Everyone who selects yes will have their content included in this virtual event display time. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing the competitor has to attend live during ILC. You don't have to do anything but answer that question during your upload. Great opportunity for new local advisors to view event content as they start building their program.
Okay, great. We're going to move on to testing now, like I promised. So we know that most of you just went through the online testing process and used HOSA's system for your state conferences. So this should be pretty familiar for you, but we just want to cover a few of the details that are applicable to VILC. So again, this will apply if your event has a round 1 test, or if you're in one of those one of the test only events like nutrition or pathophysiology, for example. So all tests on the schedule have a 4-hour window that will allow you to test. So when you search for that on the schedule, there'll be a 4-hour window for the testing events. This means that you can log in at any time during the 4-hour window to begin that test. As long as you log in before the window closes, you can keep testing past the end of that time. So as an example, if your testing window is listed from 9 till 1, you could log in at 12:45 theoretically to begin your testing. We recommend, of course, giving yourself a little bit more time to, in case something happens, there's any issues or you need technical assistance, but you need to log in sometime during that 4-hour window to begin your tests. For team work events, so if you're in a team event that has a test, so CPR or EMT, biomedical debate, for example, all team members, you must log in within 1 hour of each other. And the tests are timestamped, so we can see internally what time each person logged in to start their test. So we will be checking that to ensure that all team members log in within 1 hour of each other on the team test. So you need to coordinate with each other as a team and make sure that you're logging in within that hour window. Okay, so some important dates with online testing. June 8th and 9th, we will be emailing all of the login information, your login and your password, to everybody who's registered for a test. It will be emailed out, and it will be emailed to the address we have on file for your HOSA affiliation. If by June 10th, so give us a day, if by June 10th you have not received your testing credentials, and please check your spam email folders, then you're going to contact your state advisor. If you don't know how to contact them, you can go through your local advisor. Every state advisor will be given a master list from us of the testing credentials. So we're going to be asking for their help to help distribute any login password information that has not been received by June 10th. On June 21st, you will receive your testing credentials via email one more time, so that it's going to be top of your inbox, so that it's easy to find for you when testing opens on Wednesday, June 23rd.
For academic testing, those are outlined in the event guidelines. We have 15 total opportunities for you. 12 are sponsored by National Geographic Cengage, 1 by CareerSafe, and 1 by Siri. This year, we have a brand new testing opportunity that's sponsored by AAFP, the Family Medicine Career Test. Anyone interested in medicine and specifically interested in family medicine and what a role they play, this is going to give you a real opportunity to learn about this vital role in our nation's health. By being a secondary, post-secondary, or alumni member, you are eligible to participate in the Academic Testing Center. You get one that's included with your $60 conference registration fee. It's $20 each for additional ATC tests. You can take a maximum of up to 4. You can take these tests in conjunction with other competitive events, because all ATC tests will be open from 12 a.m. Wednesday through noon Friday. and you're going to get you can test anytime during that period. You will get your logins at the same dates as Bergen went over before. So if you're registered for clinical nursing plus 2 ATC tests, you can expect 3 emails from HOSA with 3 different logins for those 3 events.
Okay, great. So now your competitors say you've taken your test and you want to know if you advance to the round 2 in your event. So how you're going to do that this year is you're going to find the round 2 posting appointment times inside of Communique. And Communique is the virtual ILC platform that HOSA is using for the virtual conference. So you will log into Communique to the CE headquarters area, and you'll be able to view the PDF posting of all the round 2 finalists. So everyone who's coming to the conference will get access to Communique. So this is where all of our sessions are streamed from, the workshops, where you can find the exhibitors, where you can network with your peers. So it makes sense that that's also where you're going to go to find out if you advance to round 2 in your event. So when you go to that posting list, the details will have, of course, the event name, what event it is. It will have all of the competitor names who have advanced, and it will have the exact appointment time that you need to report to the judges. And it will also include the exact Zoom link that you need to click on in order to get into that meeting with the judges. So it will say, Emma, it's clinical nursing. You're going to come at 1:10. Click on this Zoom link. Now, if your event doesn't have a round 1 test, but you're still meeting with judges for a presentation, or you're doing an interview, you're giving a speech maybe, all of those appointment times with the same Zoom links are going to be posted in the same way inside of Communique. So this is for those events like community awareness, health education, MRC, right? You're presenting, you're doing something with the judges, but it's not a test. So you need to know where to go. You need to know what time, how to get there, right? So for all of those events, those details, the posting list, will be posted by Tuesday, June 22nd at noon. All of the events start first thing Wednesday morning about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So by Tuesday at noon, the day before, you'll be able to log in to see what time you are supposed to go. So again, you can go to your schedule and see right now that your event is scheduled on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday from 8 to 1, but then you need to go to this specific posting list to see, okay, I come at 8:30 or I come at 12:15, 12 o'clock, etc. Okay. Okay, so now a little bit about how Zoom is going to work. So all these events, again, normally you're presenting the judges in person, we're going to do it over Zoom. So what we want you to do is click on that Zoom link 10 minutes before the appointment time is listed, just to make sure you give yourself some plenty of time to get there. You're going to click on the link. You're going to enter the meeting, and you'll probably be in a waiting room for a few minutes, and you might get a message via the chat from the competitive event staff as you're in that waiting room. But pretty quickly, they're going to admit you from that waiting room into the main event Zoom room. And that's where you'll see a really friendly face from our national CE team, from the state personnel that all the states are helping us provide. And they're going to just make sure that you're in the right event, it's the right time. They're going to make sure they can hear you and see you, just kind of ease your nerves, okay? And then as soon as you're ready, and as soon as the competitive event staff is ready, they're going to send you into an individual breakout room within Zoom, okay? And in that breakout room is where the judges are going to be, and where another member of the CE team will be waiting for you. And in that breakout room is where the actual presentation will be, or the interview with judges, where you're going to give your speech. That's where that will take place, is inside of that breakout room. Now, if your event has content in addition to that live portion, so you have a portfolio, or you have photos in health career photography, or you have your paper in RPS, right? All of that content, like Jan went over, you've submitted to Tallo, or if you're a middle school student, you followed the link and you've submitted your material by May 15th. all of that stuff, all of that content will already have been given to the judges ahead of time. The judges will already have that digital upload that you provided. So you don't have to worry on the day of the event trying to share your screen or send a file via Zoom somehow or anything like that. They're going to have your content already that was uploaded to Tallo by May 15th. So all you have to do to come into the Zoom is be ready for that interview, the presentation, whatever it is for your specific event. So again, make sure you go back and you review those CE modifications for every event. There are a few more logistical details about Zoom and for each event, so just make sure that you go back and read those.
Okay, for the CE skill events, round 2 skill events will look significantly different in the virtual setting, but we're excited to provide a unique experience for the competitors. We wanted to be sure that everything we created was fair and equitable to test skill knowledge. We didn't want to penalize anybody for not having access or not being in school. So what we've done is we've created these 360-degree simulated skill environments for all round 2 skills. We're not going to go over all the details right here. We have recorded a separate 15-minute instructional video that anybody who's participating in a skill event should watch. There is also a link for practice, so you need to take advantage of those. That sample tour and explanation should answer most any question you have. So really encourage you to go to that. And it is in the CE modification for all skill events. There's a link so you can go straight to it. Like Bergen was saying, you'll go to your Zoom link. You will be given mouse control so that you can navigate that 360-degree setting. Each button that you see will provide content for the competitor. It'll tell you the skill, the scenario, and items that you need to complete and questions that are there. We're going to ask you to give all of your questions or all of your answers verbally to the judge. We're not testing you on your ability to navigate the technology. If you know the answer, verbalize it for the judge because that's what they're going to be scoring. The majority of these questions are taken directly from the skills rating sheet. 1 to 3 questions per event are taken from the textbook resources and are not actually on the skill steps. Generally, though, if you've studied the skill steps on the rating sheets, you will do well in the virtual environment. For these round 2 skills, you're going to need a computer. Phone, iPad will not work because we're going to give you mouse control. If that's a challenge for you, then we ask that you notify HOSA by June 1st. We realize you won't know if you're actually going to go to round 2, but we want to have a plan and work with you. So you need to let us know. And again, that is June 1st when we need to know that. Cannot stress enough to you. Watch the video tour, the instructions, and then practice if you're participating in a skill event. And remember that link is in the CE modification for all skill events.
Great. Thanks so much, Jan. I am going to touch on one question that we had come in. If you are in a team event, a team skill event, so our EMT, CPR, CERT, those type of events, you will be able to come in together to this 360-degree environment. It's up to you if you can be socially distanced and safe together in the same physical location, or if your 2 teammates want to come in from 2 separate computers, that is up to you. What we will do in those team events is one team member will have the mouse control that Jan mentioned, and then the other person will be the one who is the designated answer giver. And so you can communicate with your teammate and you can decide what your answer is going to be. But then at the end of the day, the one person will be designated to say our team's answer is, and then provide that content for the judges. So it's up to you as a team whether you're going to come in together in the same physical space or if you're going to come in separately over 2 computers. And then also I'm going to ask Laura, as we're going to put in the chat for us, the demo to this link that Jan just went through so you can practice, as well as the instruction video so that it's right there in the chat for you. Okay. Next, we're going to go on to a couple of other opportunities. So research poster. This was a brand new event this year, and we really want your feedback on this event. So we've created a unique opportunity in the virtual setting that you can participate in a meet and greet for the research poster event. And so this is going to be open to anyone who competed in this event, whether at the regional or state or ILC level, or anyone who's just interested in this event. It's going to be a forum over Zoom where you can provide your thoughts. We're going to have some questions that we want to ask of the group and just offer us any feedback and suggestions for the future of this event. We're excited to hear your thoughts on that. This will be from Wednesday morning, June 23rd, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock a.m. The awards ceremony. We are excited that during the awards session on Saturday, June 26th, there's an exciting opportunity to Zoom in live and be featured live on the screen during the session. So all competitors who advance to round 2 will be invited to the grand awards ceremony live via Zoom. And then for any events with only one round, all of the competitors will be invited to attend for their specific event category. So we're really excited about this. We're hopeful that we are able to involve as many CE competitors as possible at this year's awards ceremony. So watch for more information and details that will be released on that soon. And then watch parties. If you or your chapter is going to hold a VILC watch party, we would love for you to email us at HOSA@HOSA.org prior to June 1st and let us know where it's going to be held, how many people you'll have in attendance, and then who that point of contact will be for that watch party. And you just might be featured during the awards ceremony. Okay. So that is kind of a summary of all things specific to competition. We are really excited to share a few other opportunities for you, but before we move there, I'm just going to pause for a sec so Jan and I can see if there's any unanswered CE questions in the chat. So just give us one moment and then we'll move on to the next portion. Somebody asked, what is a watch party? We have just heard from some chapters that they are getting together in a socially safe way to watch some of these sessions, the award sessions on Saturday. So if your chapter is doing something like that or planning that, please let us know so that we might be able to highlight you. And yes, thank you for asking the question, Lisa. She's asking if anybody can participate in the research poster meet and greet. That is correct. It's not just competitors. It's anybody who was interested, anybody who participated at any level of competition, or an advisor who just wants to learn more.
Bergen, we had a question about the email that students should reach out to if they don't have a computer. Can you give that email address one more time?
Yes, thanks, Laura. If you don't have access to a computer and you are registered for a round 2 skill event, you can reach out to us at HOSA@HOSA.org, and we'll make sure that we make a plan for you to be successful.
There's a question about life support skills. Would there be a simulation lab for that? There will be for both life support skills and personal care, and no written tests this year.
Perfect. Okay, one last one. It looks like somebody's asking about a link to the rubrics for the event. So for all events, we will be using the original rubrics that are in the event guidelines, unless there had to be some kind of modification. The example I gave earlier was you can't grade somebody on how well they shake someone's hand in job seeking in the virtual environment. So if there's a modified rubric, it will be linked in the CE modification for your specific event. For skills, we are not publishing the rubrics for the skill events because those are kind of a different setup this year. So like Jan said, if you study the skill steps in a skill event for all of the skills as currently listed in the guidelines, you're going to do well in the virtual 360-degree environment. Okay, one other question before we move on. Somebody asked if we're presenting on Zoom to judges, will we be allowed to share our screens? And we are not going to be allowing that this year. We're just going to keep it the traditional rules that are in the original guidelines. So it'll just be you presenting, whether you're in the same room physically with your team, if it's a team event, or just you if you're giving a speech for a speech type of event. Okay, and then a couple final questions. It looks like people are asking. This is recorded. Don't worry if you missed it. If you need to go back, we'll share the recording after it. Okay, so we're going to move on just to the next section here, and we can again answer more questions at the end. So keep them coming in the chat and the Q&A, you guys. But we're very excited. In addition to all these competitive event things, we want to share some additional opportunities that are available to all conference attendees, not just our competitors. So the first here is the Anatomage Team Tournament. Many of you might be familiar with these anatomy-based tournaments from Anatomage. They've been part of a lot of state conferences this past winter and spring. And so we're excited to be partnering with them for the virtual conference to bring this really fun and awesome opportunity to our members. So these Anatomage Team Tournaments are going to be a virtual competition that will test participants' knowledge of anatomy. So you will use the interactive Anatomage software to identify various landmarks and earn points and advance through a tournament bracket. So teams can be composed of 3 to 5 people. There will be a middle school division, and then a joint secondary, post-secondary, collegiate division, and also an advisor division. So if we have any competitive advisors that are watching, we'd love to have you join us as well. It is limited though to the number of teams that we can have. So we're asking for 3 teams per state in the middle school and the joint secondary, post-secondary, collegiate division, and then 1 advisor team per state. So reach out to your local advisor or to your state advisor now. Start forming your teams. To register, you will register as part of your regular ILC conference registration process. The winning teams, I hear, are going to earn an iPad from Anatomage. So that's pretty fun and exciting for the teams to participate. There's an amazing page on our website. Go to the ILC page. I'm sure Laura will drop it in the chat for us as well. That has all of the details about this tournament, more information, the rules, everything, what to expect. So definitely check that out, form your teams, and get registered for the Anatomage Team Tournament. Okay, the next thing, I am going to let the video explain this next one. It is called the Body Interact Virtual Patient Challenge. So here we go. Okay, are you excited? I love this promo video. We are very excited to be partnering with Body Interact for this virtual patient challenge. So teams are going to have the opportunity to participate in this clinical patient cases. You will be able to analyze the symptoms, provide different interventions for the patient, and then use critical thinking to try to come up with a diagnosis of the case. And so this one, just like the Anatomage tournament, this will be composed of 3 to 5 people per team. There will just be 1 division for this though. So you have to be a secondary, post-secondary, or collegiate member to participate. You can have a mixed team, you can have all high school members together, whatever that looks like. Teams will be 3 to 5 people. Registration for this will also take place through the normal ILC registration process. We have to cap this at about 80 teams. So if you're interested in doing this, I think it's going to be such a cool thing for people to participate in. Make your teams now, talk to your local advisors, get registered as soon as you can for ILC so that you can be one of those first 80 teams for the virtual patient challenge. And again, open to everybody. So this is nothing, related to CE competition particularly. So open to everybody. Okay, the last opportunity that we wanted to share today is our MindTap Simulation Center. So this is something that all conference attendees will get access to. It's a brand new MindTap Simulation Center that is sponsored and presented by National Geographic Learning and Cengage. This simulation center will offer over 190 different simulations, games, activities, for our members to complete and for our advisors too. There's some really fun things in here for advisors as well. So I want to show you, this is about a 2-minute video, but it gives a really good explanation of what this simulation center is.
Get hands-on with online simulations across healthcare careers this year, the week of HOSA's International Leadership Conference. From June 23rd to the 25th, any student or advisor who registers for HOSA's ILC will receive a login to the MindTap Simulation Center with access to over 190 virtual labs and simulation activities to explore. Interact with healthcare careers from the point of view of a patient.
Ataxia.
Practice your pronunciation of medical terms. Ataxia. Earn hands-on practice working on the job and making decisions. Or analyze a crime scene. Learn about instruments and tools to set up trays for common surgery and dental procedures, and so much more. And if you want to compete against thousands of other HOSA ILC attendees, be sure to complete the MindTap Explorer scavenger hunt before the week is out. All simulations are live activities in Cengage MindTap courses offered by National Geographic Learning, a part of Cengage. Learn more at ngl.cengage.com/HOSA-ILC. We hope to see you there.
All right, so that is a summary of the MindTap Simulation Center from National Geographic Learning and Cengage. Very excited. Again, all conference attendees will be given login credentials to the simulation center, and you'll have during the ILC timeframe to go in, to explore, to view the different simulations and activities. And then, as you heard her mention there at the end of the video, for everybody who completes what they are calling the Explorer Scavenger Hunt, which there'll be more details about that as we get closer, but everybody who completes those activities, you'll actually be entered in to win one of two $1,000 scholarships that National Geographic Learning is providing for our members. So an awesome incentive and just something additional to make that really fun with the Simulation Center. So we're just very thankful to these special partners this year who are really helping bring what we think are new and exciting opportunities to all of the conference attendees. So definitely form your teams now for the Anatomage Team Tournament and the Body Interact Virtual Patient Challenge, and then look forward to receiving your access for everyone to the Simulation Center and having a chance to win some scholarship money by participating. So competitive events definitely is going to look different this year, especially compared to our virtual conference last year. We're hopeful that you are as excited as we are for all of these new opportunities in the virtual setting. So now we are just going to open it up to any questions that have not been answered. I'm going to rely on Laura to help us if there's anything that we missed throughout the chat here over the last 40 minutes. And if you have any further questions, please keep them coming in the chat. Somebody's asking where they can find the link for the simulation demo. We'll try to paste that again in the chat for you. It's also linked in your specific skill event in the CE modification page online. Laura, I'll let you help me answer the link for this recording. I know we're going to send it out after the webinar is done. Are we posting it anywhere else? There we go. Thanks.
There's a question about using visuals if you can't share your screen. We're going to refer you to the guidelines. If you can share visual in the guidelines, then that's appropriate. If not, then you won't be allowed to use visuals.
Somebody asked how long they'll have access to the Mind Tap. We're going to have to come back to you on that one. I believe they're extending access to the Mind Tap for advisors into July, and then student access will close during the conference. I'll have to get back to you, put that information out though for how long advisors will have it. And Jan and I's emails are both on the screens here for you. So if there's anything that we missed during this, or you need a clarification question, or something comes up, of course, between now and the conference, we are always just a phone call or email away. Okay. Not seeing, let's see, a couple thank yous. Thanks everybody for being with us. Again, please feel to reach out if we didn't cover one of your questions, but thank you so much for being with us today, and best of luck to everybody in their competitive event at the Virtual International Leadership Conference. And we hope that you'll join us in some of these very new and exciting opportunities that we have put together for all attendees. Thank you so much.